Hello again, Eric here. In this continuing series, talking about some of the more fuzzy and hard to answer questions about online teaching. In this series, talking specifically about doing engagement for face to face online synchronous courses, like something that looks like this. You're online, you're teaching at students. It's difficult to know who's engaged and who's not. Um, we're all struggling with some sort of participatory assessment, much like we used to do for in class um, sessions with our students. So this one, I'd like to talk a little bit about self-assessment opportunities, and this can be a really helpful thing for getting students a little bit more engaged because it's essentially a humbling experience to look back at yourself and see how you've participated in online classes and hopefully encourage better behaviors moving forward as you progress and create new structures and behaviors for online learning, not only in yourself, but in your students as well. So, checklists is a very simple one. You can create a checklist of things that you would like students to accomplish either during your online session or during the week prior to, and ask students to rate themselves and how they've accomplished all of these things that you've set out to do, either in class or again um, throughout the week. And maybe have students that are lacking some things in their own checklist to have some sort of peer discussion, peer group. Very simple thing. Next one is portfolios. This is something I use quite often. I set myself up with a system to have students create a place where they can house all of their assignments, all their work, all their presentations, etc., in a portfolio, and make those accessible not only to me but to their classmates, so they can constantly look to themselves and their output and to compare themselves with students in their class. For especially this is especially good for creative work and peer reviews and things like that. Self-evaluation, of course, self-assessment. This is kind of vague, so let me tell you what I mean by this. So you can have a criteria. For example, you can give a form at the end of classes. You can have students kind of keep track of how well they're engaging with your online classes. I haven't done this personally, but I know people that have put out a Google form, for example, at the end of class, where it asks students to kind of report on how many times they engaged in chat, how many times they contributed to a discussion, how many times they posted on a message board, etc., etc. And you can look at these metrics, but what it does internally for behavior changes is it asks students to be able to check that box or be able to say, yes, I put something in the chat today, or yes, I contributed to that discussion on the message board, etc., etc. So that can be a helpful and powerful tool to help change behaviors moving forward in your online classes. All right, that's self-assessment opportunities for your online engagement hints. We'll see you back for the next one. Bye now.